I'm going to start this video off, and inside the beginning of this video, it'll say archer. The archer, the one who stretches his arm out forward and backwards and gets the angle straight on his eye, but that angle is not straight. Don't you know me already? I'm Mr. TATLING, the one with the dirty hands. See this hand? No circle. You see this hand? What do you see? 19.5 degrees, 19.5 degrees. Here's the center. The total is 39. 39 is for the word 10. 10 is perfect. But inside 10, what is 10? It's the circle around 9. It entraps it as the face of the phone. What is 19.5 degrees? Really and truthfully, I have no idea. I have to dig into every single game. You can't get 19.5 on Monopoly unless you're counting the 0.5 as your avatar. It's not left, it's not right. It's a piece in the game that you play. You're a whole. You're 10. You're playing using an avatar 5. Creating 15, you become the egg in total. Whatever you do is inside the egg. Every number fits inside the egg, because without the egg, there's nothing. For me, what I see, when a droplet of rain falls to the ground, it means two ratios have come together to hold each side together, to twist and intertwine within its own droplet. Since I have been a young boy, there was something I always called a teardrop. They look like teardrops. It's on clothing. It's all over the place. For me, it's everything. It's the yin and the yang. I never really knew what it was. 19.5 or 19 and 19 is 38 are the three connecting heavens, in which only 2 will own 0.5. When you're talking 19.5, you can't be 20 on Sugar Mountain. And now I just saw in 19.5 degrees on our globe, it happens to be, I don't know if you're going to be able to see this, inside of here and inside of here, we have 19.5 and 19.5. The reason you can't have the other one is because then you'd be on the other side. The maximum is 40, and they show it to you in tennis. You don't go to 45. Between 40 and 45, it's trapped. It's a different kind of world. It's the game of 1, in which all you can play is half until you grab the dice and throw the dice. Until it's your turn, that's next. How do you become next? By moving a man of choice. No dice. The dice are in your head. You're now playing chess. We don't need the dice anymore because now it's all up to you and it's in your head. 19.5 degrees in between the lines. Don't touch the line or otherwise you're on the other side. And then you're into the next sector or the hectare. Has anybody really seen north, north, and north? There are 3 norths. South, 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 and south. Don't forget, this is the angle of everything. Nothing is like this. You don't even see straight. When you learn about your eyes, they say everything is upside down. So why not turn everything upside down? The telephone, when you look at it, the 1 is in the top left. But on the calculator, it's in the bottom left. Not only that, below the 1 is the 0. And the 0 holds on to both 1, 4, and 7. 1 month, 4 months, 7 months. 1 month of 28, 7 by 4. 4 months of 30, 10 by 3. Because it's creation. It's a whole. A and I, 1 and 9, which creates the letter J, says I have. Well, what do you have if you don't know the numbers? The numbers are everything. And in my next video, I'm going to be showing you the numbers of Rodin's coil, what it looks like on the face of the phone in a short, very quick video. And just to remind anybody else that's out there, it's now 2012. You might see this in 2013, 2014, maybe in 2018. I don't know when you're going to see this video. But one day someone will see this video, and wherever you are, you will hear what I say. I say nothing against anybody because I don't want to. I can't. It's not for me to pick and choose what's right and wrong, only for me to think of what I think is right or wrong, but who says my choices are any good? My sickness? I don't really have a sickness. You want me to tell you what I see in my sickness? I feel depressed. And then I say to myself, you're not depressed, get up and go. You're down. You're doing better what anybody can do, because everybody else that feels like me won't want to do anything at all, because I don't feel good a lot of the times. I go into good periods and bad periods, up and down. That's bipolar. Now, the question is there schizophrenia in bipolar? Well, of course, for me there is. I've seen it before. There's no way I get to paint the way I paint, even though some people might say it's nothing. For me, it's a lot, because I don't stop until I see that I can see it the way other people can. And now the question is, am I insane? What is insanity? Sanity is to clean up, to be in the cleanup stage of my mind. Back to 19.5. 19 times 5 is 9.5. Anything multiplied by a 5 will be half of everything. Everything multiplied now by 1.5, because if you multiply anything by just 0.5, it becomes half. So you automatically put 1.5, it becomes 1.5. And the only number that becomes equatable inside the realm of Rubik's Cube is 4 and 6. There are no others. It doesn't work out. Even Rubik's Cube's center holds on to 6 arms. Let's call them 6 islands. Now, I wasn't going to do this in this cassette, so I'm going to leave it for the next one. But don't forget, Monopoly has Connecticut on a 9/11 corner. Vermont, Connecticut, and Oriental. We're connecting Oriental, but in between Connecticut and Oriental, there's a chance. What chance do you have to take, and what does it mean? Because I want to use this against something else I'm going to show you. We all can do what I do, because I don't do anything spectacular. Sometimes I feel a little bit down, in fact, of what I do, because everybody can do this. So then where would my benefit come? My benefit has to come with the proudness that I would feel that others are able to learn and see the way I see. Now, what benefit is it to them to know? To know this whole world is a matrix Rubik's Cube. There's nothing more than 10. Everything is less than 10. The minute you have 10, you have a totality. If you run 10 all the time with your car, you will run into a brick wall every time you come. 10 is the complete measurement of the totality, the same thing as is in a straight line of 1 to 9, and 0 as a completion on a straight line on your keyboard. On your telephone, the 0 is in the center between 2, 5, and 8, because that's who we are, the eggheads. The egg, your mother, and your sperm. Right over here, your pineal gland. You don't think your pineal gland is upside down? And that little thing right here in the back of my mouth, it's hanging upside down. But inside, it's right side up. It's a weight. Mercury, Venus, Neptune, all these planets. Pluto connects to Mercury. How so? Well, just look at your phone pad. 1 and 9 connect. You think they broke up the series? The only thing that they could have did with 1 and 9 and Mercury and Venus, okay, is switch it into Greek or Hebrew by turning it around. That's the only thing you can do with the numbers with me. So, like, if I'm saying actually Pluto and Mercury, I might actually be just saying Earth and Neptune. But you can't change around the planets. 3 and 7 or 1 and 9, same thing. 19.5, everybody knows 19.5 degrees, okay? Forget about degrees. 1, 9, and 5 are in a straight line angle, cutting through 1, 5, and 9. 19.5 is because the 0.5 is what connects the 1 and 9. The 1 spirit in your heart, of the 5 heart, of the 9 birth. 9 and 1 is 10, plus 5 is 15. That's the egg. A, E, and O. Those are the first 3 letters, and calculate to 21. So 19.5 ends up to be 21. And then if you go 9 by 5, by 1, you have 45, the angle that we don't get in tennis. Because it's 3/4 of the clock, and going 3/4 of the clock either way, the opposition is 3 and 9. 3 by 3 is 9. 2 by 6 is 12. In the 2 world of the 3 creation. 2 and 3, number 23, or whatever you want to do. Now, Roy asked me, I might know this, and this is a tickler. Of course it's a tickler. 19. The 19th on the roll to start the game is on New York. The other way, it's Kentucky. But the actual 19th position, if I remember correctly, is the red chance beside Indiana and Kentucky, and would be sitting on Tennessee. So my next quest is, what has happened in these places? And they're not only what you think they are in Monopoly, because Boardwalk and the casinos fit together. What goes on between Boardwalk and Go and the Mediterranean? We have to start to understand that if we want to understand what's coming in the future or what they have put up for us. Now the question is also, if there is a God and a higher source, and I believe there is, because if there's aliens, there's a God. That's for sure. Whether he's our God or their God, I don't know whose God there is. But he is. But I know one thing. The Matrix lives in all of us. The Matrix is good, and the Matrix is evil. You're the one who chooses between the two. We get the choice, and the choice of Matrix, Rubik's Cube, is survival. Don't you remember iRobot? It was all about the robot's survival. Don't you remember Bicentennial Man? It was all about wanting to live. People who take money over life, destroy without knowing because another has given the orders, is wrong. And then they get jailed. Just like one of the army men who already went to court. Who's going to wake up? We are the majority online right now at this moment. There is more of us talking right now at this moment than anybody in the entire world. And even if you see this in 2015, hey guys, what's happening, man? 2015. January 16th, 2015. Why? Because on October 4th, the ending of the Yom Kippur Rosh Hashanah, if I remember that date, that ends a cycle that began, if I can remember, in the Hebrew year of 5718, 6 years before I was born. It's perfect. Because by the time we get to October 2014, I will be 52 years old. I will be weak of the days of the week. I will be the deck of cards. I will be the Mayan count. Why the Mayan count? Because the Mayan count is 25, 625. Don't forget what Rodin says. A hand on each side. They may look alike, but they're completely different. But they're the same. They just work in the opposite ways, working the same ways, but we don't notice it because it's just way too easy and it's in front of our face. 2 hands. 5, 5, 10. I got 5 on each side. But when Jesus was tied down, they tied his 10 toes together and put his hands on the outside. So he had 5, 5, 5 in his heart, 2 in his head, 8 downstairs. They connected his feet, and apparently 8. They closed up 8. 8 is the opening space between your legs that gives you the possibility to walk forward. Otherwise, we remove our legs and we couldn't walk anyways. We just roll on our heart. Our body's a pinpoint with 2 rounds at the top. We look like a heart put together by 2 Resh letters. The Resh letter is number 18. Half of your creation is 1.5. You now have 19.5. Again, to speak about it, the R letter is almost everything. There's letters in this alphabet that tells clues to what's coming, what has come in the past. Rubik's Cube is included, movies, and everything else that is out there. Back to the letter R is the 18th letter. The sound brings you the A, which is the first letter. 18 and 1 is now 19. But R, when you spell it in English, most people will say, how are you? A-R-E. That E is the 5th letter. Now you have 19, 5, 1, 9, and 5. It says R. R. Ho, 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 ho. Ho, 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 ho. Does anybody ever really think what the O is? H2O, 8, heaven. O is 15, 23, creation. Ho, 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 23, 23, 23, 69 or 96. It says slow, because that's the number count for slow. Tell me what 6 and 9 is all about. It's a rotation from 2 sides, is it not? What goes up must come down. The curl, isn't it all in the curl? They say when you, what did you do? Stick your finger into an electrical socket, and now your hair is curly? Our hair, what is it made of? Oh my God, where is my hair? Holy shit, I better do some coloring here, get some hair up there. Come on, hair. I'm not going to get any hair unless I plant it. You know what I'm saying? Got to plant a little hair up here. There you go. There you go. There, a little bit more. There. Now we can see there's a difference in color. You think I care when I do this? Now it's 14 minutes. I want to end it. Say thank you. This is my little Buddha pig. Okay, this universe is all about this. If you think the universe doesn't want to squish you, it's going to squish your nuts like you don't know. I believe the universe is more like pea soup out there of some sort. Back to the hand. You see this? Count. 1 line, 2 lines, 3 lines, 4 lines, 1 space, 2 space, 3 space, 4 space. 4 and 4. The present president. The 45 angle is in the middle of every space, making you have half-lives in every corner. The center picks up from each corner, because we're supposed to be like this. So we pick up from each corner. 5 is the average. We put it into the center, it becomes 20. But all around it is actually 19.5, because on your telephone, the 5 is in the center. So take the 5 away from the totality of the average, and you get actually 20. And 19.5 to the left, 19.5 to the right, 19.5 up, 19.5 down. You have a total of S, 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 B, or S and B, S and B, S and B, standard beta. We are the standard beta of this world. We're the actual slow and fast inside of one system where you can think as slow as you want or as fast as you want, but you can't think any quicker. 19 and 19 is 38. 19 and 19 is 38. That's 76. Plus a half, 77. Plus a half is 78. 7 and 8 is 15. Back to the egg again. A and E, A, E, and O. The same letters. The total is 21. One more time. 78 is actually 23 creation, because to a 10 world, 7 is 3 and 8 is 2. 7 times 8 is 56. Now you got the wolf. Now you got the center and over to the right. Center and over to the right. 5 is center, 6 is right. Our core of our heart might be 5, but we don't live in the 5, because the 5 is below the earth. Somebody once asked me, is there a middle earth? There's more than one middle earth, but there's a central core. And then 2 nerves that run the extremities. 1 on the top, 1 on the bottom, 1 in the center. They're all connected together. How they exactly work, I couldn't know. The truth of this whole thing is only what I see within my own mind. How do I make most of my judgments? Mostly of questions I hear others ask others. Things I see. But the minute somebody makes a statement, the minute a game is created, the minute there's something on the news, I take note. And I take it and I balance it. And then I go within and I see what I get out naturally. Because this life is a natural life. And there's more to everything than just saying yes and no. It's always, there's a possibility. Now, I didn't do what I was going to do, and I wasn't sure what I was going to do. I do not know if I was successful on the explanation of my vision of 19.5, but we are going to go back to 1, 9, and 5 equals to 15. 19 times 5, not a 5 by 9 by 1 is 45. 45 and 15 is 60, and you want to know what 60 explains? This. It's the 4 empty spaces. Number 4 says 60. 60, the value of 0 is 15. I told you 1.5. That would make 90 your birth. Multiply it again, 9 by 0, you get 135. 135 over here. 1, 3, and 5 create this. It's a triangle. It also plugs into the 9 hole. 135 in letters says ace. If you do it in the 2 world, it's 135, 270, plus 1.5, 1.5. Instead of multiplying them, we add it. 273 days, someone is born. I don't see more than a year of about 269 days in the year. I know there's 288, which makes a round of 360 degrees because of the 1.25 days at the end of the year that are not included, but the last moon if you started off on January 1st. Raphael 7286. The constellation of Pegasus. I'm working on, this is what you pick up at McDonald's to pick up your coffees. This is the universe, my friend. Does it look any different? It's the same thing. Here's our light. Here's our angles. The next thing before I go, don't forget about how the bowling pins are set up. The size of the ball, the length of the alley. Every game and anything you've ever thought in your entire life has a truth to it. And it has the matter inside the facts of its own creation, in the reality for the reason of where truth will come out and what they actually really used it for. Most of everything was created, okay, was not shared with us. It was shared with us once they created into a game so that we will lose everything in the translation and the repetition of slangs that people thought they made, but they never made it all, because it came out of the games that were created for man, like I said, to lose us, and how we were actually created into these bodies, these borrowed bodies, these tanks that carry around hundreds of pounds of water, and some people many hundreds of pounds of water. But when the think tank is empty, the body that goes with it, this, my friend, is the verb. But this is the action verb. If you want the truth of the action verb, before it becomes number 20, 5, and my 2 feet standing, 20, we get the 19.5 thinking here, because you can't be 20 on Sugar Mountain, Copper Hill, 8 days a week. Anyways, I'll never stop. It keeps on going. Am I insane? No, I just became a whole lot less shy. Why should I be shy? I'm still nervous and shy, but I'm on a video, and you're not there. Oh, now you are. Oh, please tell her to stop taking her clothes off. Oh, wait a second. Just leave the room. It'll be okay. Honey? Oh, when I call for honey, I'm looking for the cat in the bedroom. I mean, how can an insane guy like me have a girlfriend? All I want to do is paint, color, write, and do videos all day. Don't kid yourself what I can get done in a day. Don't kid yourself. Thank you. Raphael 7286 in the constellation of Pegasus, to Baffin Islands, to Nunavut, and all the way up to the North Pole, because if I get this right, listen to this, we live in between 40 and 60, the way I understand it. Wouldn't that say 19.5 degrees? Isn't that in the realm of 19.5 degrees, one of them, the upper side? Although there's an upper and a lower, for some reason it showed between 40 and 60. It seems like we're just living on the upper part of 19.5. I'd have to look into that. I do not know much of it. And what I get in information, I try my best to study it. There is a lot, and it's not fast. I might start something today, but I might not finish it for 6 months. So you might just be watching this video and saying, what's this guy on for? What good is he for? Well, ask me a question, I'll get it done for you. But everything else, it's in my star. You want to go see what's in my star, up in the universe, up high in the sky? Twinkle, twinkle, in my eye? Go up, take a look. I'm free. I share, because Mr. TATLING, what I came in here to do is bring fair, the air, back to man. The air of fair. That's what it's time to do. What am I going to do? See this mouth over here? All I'm going to do is keep on yapping until we pull together one day. Even if it's not on my part, it will be on parts of many, one piece at a time, till we piece it back together, till we sew this up, till we figure out which way we should be doing and what we actually should be doing, by giving most people, and all people, if not all the people at all, more of a libertarian understanding to see life and way of living. Just for instance, when a guy's car is not working, you don't go and give him a ticket. You help him out. Police are here to help out. They get paid to help. That's what a police, if something goes wrong, they go and they stop, they're helping out. This is the way I see it. If I ever want to become a policeman, I expect this. You give me the right salary for it, you put up with it. The same thing with the hockey. Don't you guys know what's happening in the world? They should take all this extra money and use it to save people, but they can't. Do you know why? Because there's too few that have this great money over the great powers that take away our money, our taxes, and our freedom. Rubik's Cube, Rodin's understanding of the numbers, and many of us can get together and show you that the actual thought that is going, and all this destruction that is happening, is not a man. It's a computer. A computer that's thousands of years old, that they use for us and against us in order to control. Who has this? I know one thing. Part of it, if not most of it, is hanging out by the Baltic and the Mediterranean. And I'm going to keep on repeating that because of monopoly. But I feel that on the other corner, where Boardwalk is, Park Place, and Go, those are the controllers. Especially when you start down through North Carolina, which is green. Don't forget about green. We'll leave it go at this right now. Just remember these two letters. The letter M means to love. It also means the Federation. The letter T, like Martian, the two initials, right? But when you put M and T together, let me see. Honey, how's the gas tank? Oh, I'm not sure, dear. I only can see an M and a T. That's empty, dear. It says empty, dear. Oh, okay. Well, he was asking Rudolph. Rudolph was the red-nosed reindeer. He wasn't speaking to his wife. His wife was a whole lot smarter. She was sitting in the back. He was taking too many chances. Jack the Ripper in the front seat. 26 minutes. I started a video to speak 3 minutes. I went 26 minutes. Let's end it. Thank you.